Okay, so we're going to jump right into an example on the top of page 15. And for all these problems, you are going to be given the mean and the standard deviation, and you need to draw the graph of the normal distribution chart and then answer the questions. So let's just jump right into this example. It says that assume that the mean weight of 1-year-old girls in the US is normally distributed with a mean of about 9.5 kilograms, with a standard deviation of approximately 1.1 kilograms. Without using a calculator, estimate the percentage of 1-year-old girls in the United States that meet the following conditions. Draw a sketch and shade the proper region for each problem. So let's start over. This question says, assume that the mean weight, remember mean means average. So assume that the average weight of 1-year-old girls in the US is normally distributed. So that means we're going to need our normal distribution graph with a mean of 9.5 and a standard deviation of 1.1. So I know that I need to draw a normal distribution graph. And so remember, I make it the same way every time. I'm going to draw a line going across the bottom right here. And then I'm going to draw my hill above it. And I'm going to draw one line going straight down. And that line going straight down the middle is where I put my mean or my average. And if I reread the problem, I know that my mean is 9.5. So that 9.5 value is going to go down here. Then remember, from my standard graph, I draw 3 lines going down on each side of the mean, and those are going to stand for my standard deviations. So if my standard deviation value is going to be 1.1, my standard deviation value is 1.1 from my problem. And so if I want to go one standard deviation above the mean to fill out this part right here, one standard deviation above the mean, well, I'm going to go 1.1 above 9.5, which will put me at 10.6. Alrighty, and if I want to find one more standard deviation than that, I'm going to take 1.1 and add it to 10.6 to get 11.7. And then one more above that will put me at 12.8. So that's how I find standard deviations above the mean. If I want to find a standard deviation below the mean, I'm going to subtract that. So I will start at 9.5 now and subtract it by 1.1, which 9.5 minus 1.1 will put me at 8.4. 8.4 minus 1.1 will put me at 7.3. And 7.3 minus 1.1 will put me at 6.2. Alrighty, so I need to fill out these numbers to help me with the rest of the problem. The last thing I need to fill out is my percentages, and your percentages are the same every single time. I know that I start with one side and I have 34%. Then I have 13.25%, which let me make that nicer. 13 point, I don't know if I said 13.25, but it's 13.5%. Then it is 2.35%, and then 0.15%. And you don't have to memorize them because this is an open note test or quiz or whatever it may be, so just have it written down somewhere, but this is always true. And then it's the same on each side, so now I can go this way and go 34%, 13.5%, 2.35%, and 0.15%. 0.15%. So putting this into terms that are familiar, this should make sense. So what this is saying is that the average weight of 1-year-old girls is 9.5 kilograms. So this is saying then that 34% of 1-year-old girls that were surveyed are between 9.5 and 10.6%. Just showing you how to read this. Then that also means that 0.15% of girls weigh more than 12.8 kilograms. That's how we read that. And we're saying that 68% of the data is between one standard deviation in each direction. So that's where these percentages come into play. Watch the next video for how we're going to answer these questions here then.